Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, out of Harlem, New York, underneath Commander General YAHANNA, and we are not affiliated with any Israelite group. Hey, tonight, man, we're going to go in on a heavy topic, a very heavy topic tonight, man. We're going to go in on that 4th of July. The 4th of July, man. Everybody knew that the 4th of July took place this Saturday all around America, which is the day that America proclaims their independence from Britain. And that took place all over America this past Saturday. And with that taking place Saturday, a lot of blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans also celebrated this tradition. And with us celebrating this tradition, many of our people died over the weekend. A lot of our people died over the weekend. And it was a horrible thing, man, to see a lot of our people go out there and celebrate the day that their oppressors went and got freedom. I just don't understand it. How can we, as blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans who are not free, go out and celebrate the day that our oppressors got their freedom? And with us trying to do that, guess what happened? A lot of our people died, man. A lot of our people got murdered, killed, shot. All type of stuff happened this weekend to our people, man. You know what I mean? Very sad, man. I'm pretty sure a lot of people seen it on CNN. They was talking about it today. They was talking about the death toll of how many people died over the weekend celebrating the 4th of July. And predominantly it was black, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Very sad, man. We're going to go in some scriptures to break down, you know what I mean, to show you why we're not supposed to be celebrating the 4th of July. Why we shouldn't be celebrating the day that our oppressors went and got free from slavery. Not slavery, but free from being oppressed by the so-called British. What people don't understand is in 1776, black, Latinos, and Native Americans were still in slavery. We were picking cotton. We were doing, you know what I mean, we were still doing hard labor underneath hard bondage. So how do we get off going to celebrate the day that our oppressors got freedom? You know, a lot of people love to say that the only reason we're celebrating it is because, you know, it's for the kids. You know, we want to shoot fireworks for the kids. You know, that's what it's about. Well, what it really was about was you not having no empathy for your ancestors, man. You're not giving a damn about your ancestors and not caring about what they had to endure during 1776 when that Declaration of Independence was being written. When they were writing it, we were still in captivity, picking cotton, being raped, being lynched, while they were shooting fireworks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand that, like, our people were still in captivity when they were celebrating the 4th of July. So how do we get off going to celebrate it when it has nothing to do with black, Latinos, and Native American Indians? We didn't get free from the Britons. We didn't get free from the British. When America was fighting the British trying to get their freedom, we were still slaves underneath the Americans. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. That's why I don't understand. People were arguing with us, telling us, you know, somebody even told me on Facebook, like, listen, you know, I know that, you know, I know you were woke when all this and everything, but listen, we're not celebrating 4th of July for so-called Americans' freedom. We're just doing it for the kids. And I told them, I said, so what are you teaching your kids how to do? How to be liars? How to have no respect for their ancestors? You know what I'm saying? How to have no dignity? How not to be strong and just realize, you know, let me have some respect for my ancestors. And let me look into this Declaration of Independence and see what this really was about. So, like, the Declaration of Independence didn't have anything to do with black, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know, you were picking cotton. They didn't even consider us a human being when they wrote that. We're going to find that Declaration of Independence. We're going to read a little bit of it too, just to show you what they were fighting for, what they wanted. You know what I'm saying? I had it here on my phone. Yeah, we got it right here. And you know what I'm saying? Like, this Declaration of Independence, man, it should be a learning lesson for our people. When you hear what they were saying in 1776 and the hypocrisy that they had, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were telling us they were trying to fight to get their freedom. They got tired of being oppressed. They felt like the British were doing them wrong. You know what I'm saying? But look at us. Like, we were slaves, but yet in 2020, our people still go out there to shoot fireworks and dress up with the flag on. And with everything that's been going on with the police officers murdering us and killing us in the streets. And do you know how that makes you feel if you're a so-called Caucasian man and after you don't murder every, black Latinos in the street, you see what's happening to them, just to turn around and see them to still celebrate the day that your forefathers got independence? Like, do you know how that makes them feel? Like, that makes them feel like just proud. Like, look at these stupid bastards. Like, they have to be out of their mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you really think if the shoe was on the other foot, do you think they would celebrate the day that we got our independence, that we got our freedom, the day that we separated for our enemies? You know what I'm saying? That's like America being put in slavery. That's like Caucasian people. It's like being put in slavery. But let's say that the Vietnam War happened, right? Let's say that the Vietnamese won, and they came over here, took over the land and everything like that, and they put the so-called Caucasian people in slavery. So 200 years passed, Caucasian people are in slavery. The Vietnamese decided to make a day where they got their independence, like from China or something. And do you think America would turn around 200 years later and celebrate the day that the people that enslaved them, do you think they would turn around and celebrate the day that the people that enslaved them got their independence? Do you think they would go out there shooting fireworks, celebrating with them, cooking on the grill, having a good time, drinking, getting drunk? No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't do that because they would have more respect for their ancestors, knowing what their forefathers went through, knowing what their people had to endure. They would have more compassion. And that's what we have to have for Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. Like, we have to have compassion. We have to love each other and have respect for each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people were saying that they wasn't going to celebrate it. And these were the same people. This was a lot of people who was out there marching, protesting, trying to speak up against the police brutality. But yet, the 4th of July came around, and you out there with your American flag shirt on, shooting fireworks, proclaiming it's for the kids. Oh, it's just for the kids. We know that it's that day, but you know what I mean? Like, we just doing it for the kids. Shooting firecrackers. How many children got their hands blown off on the 4th of July? You know what I mean? Like, trying to celebrate the 4th of July. I mean, we're going to get into some scriptures, man, and tell you, man, like, you're very selfish, man, if you went out there and celebrated the 4th of July and proclaimed it was for your children and said that, oh, this is for the kids. We're just shooting fireworks for the kids. Like, you are selfish, and you have no compassion for your people, and you have no empathy for your ancestors. Like, you could care less about your ancestors and what they had to endure during 1776 when the same people that oppressed us were trying to get their freedom. Like, you have no empathy. Like, can you imagine what our people were going through then? Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine having to pick cotton? Then after you get through picking cotton, you get put in a shed with blood on your hands from picking the cotton, blood on your feet. Your wife right there, she's hurting, she's suffering, she's in pain. Your kids, they suffering, they in pain. Like, can you imagine that? Then have to look in the sky and see your oppressors having a good time drinking, grilling food, shooting fireworks, laughing, giggling, while we sit in sheds in pain, suffering, dealing with emotional distress, hurting. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what our people were enduring then. So for you to go out there and celebrate it, man, you are selfish, man. You were very selfish, man. You didn't have no type of remorse for your people at all. And guess what happened with that when you have no remorse for your people? Nobody has no remorse for you. Like, do you really think the people that oppress us going to have any type of respect for us if we go out there and celebrate the same day that they got their freedom? While we're still slaves here, while we're still getting gunned down by the police and murdered? You know what I mean? Like, let's get some scriptures, man. Let's go into some scriptures on what we're not supposed to be doing, man. Why it's dangerous for us to go out here and try to celebrate the 4th of July. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people seen on CNN, you know, if you tuned into the class, man, I'm pretty sure a lot of people seen the mass shooting that they had up here in Greenville, South Carolina, where we're located at. There was a mass shooting at a club up here on the 4th of July. You know what I mean? A lot of our people went out there and tried to celebrate the 4th of July, went to the club, had a good time partying, and guess what happened? 10 people got shot in one club. 10 people got shot and 2 people died. A young mother and a father. Both got murdered on the 4th of July, man. Trying to go out there. One of the brothers was a security guard at the club where it happened at. He was just out there securing the perimeters, making sure nothing didn't happen, and the brother got killed on the 4th of July. The next victim was a young mother, man, 23 years old, man, young sister. Went out there to celebrate the 4th of July, ended up getting shot in the head, man. I think she got shot in the head, but I know she got shot. I don't want to say she got shot in the head and she didn't, but she got shot and got killed. I mean, went out there to have a good time to celebrate the 4th of July and got killed. Like, sad, man. You know, if you're tuning in to class tonight, man, make sure you sign in. You know, we got 2 people in the class tonight. That's good, man. Y'all mean, I just tune in, write these scriptures down so y'all can get a better understanding of 4th of July and why we're not supposed to be celebrating it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a horrible thing, man. It's a horrible thing to see your people to celebrate the day that your oppressors got freedom. Then just to turn around and go right back out there and try to go to the club and then get murdered and killed. Why celebrating the day that your oppressors got freedom? Alright, if you can, man, if y'all tuning in, man, you can go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. If you're tuning in the class tonight, go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Give you a little time to get to it and write it down if you're tuning in tonight. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31, and it reads, it says, envy thou not thou oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Let that sink in, man. Let that sink in. It says, envy thou not thou oppressor. You're not supposed to be envious of the same people that oppress you, man. You're not supposed to want what they got. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what our people did, man. You know, we're not supposed to be envious of the people that oppress you. When you go out there celebrating July 4th, your enemies, you know, your enemies or the oppressors, you know, you claim you want your independence, but yet you want to just like how your oppressors got it. You know, you want your freedom like how they got it. And how did they get their freedom? How did they get their freedom? By murdering, by killing, by lynching. You want what they got. You're being envious of your oppressor. So what do we do on the 4th of July? We celebrate the day that they got their freedom because we're envious of them. You know, we want to know what it feels like to have that freedom too. So what do? We go out there and shoot fireworks. You know, we go out there trying to do what they do, man. You know, hey, man, you know, I'm going to shoot fireworks. Some of y'all went so far, man, to have the 4th of July outfits on, man. The red, white, and blue and all type of crazy stuff, shooting fireworks, man. It was disgusting, man. It was very disgusting. Even, I'm pretty sure a lot of us had family members celebrating, but they love to say, "Nah, we just cooking out on the grill. We just cooking out on the grill, having a couple of drinks and a good time." Why you didn't do it last Saturday? Why you didn't do it last Saturday? Why you didn't shoot fireworks last Saturday? Why you didn't cook on the grill last Saturday? Why you didn't do it then? Why you had to wait till July 4th, the day that your oppressors got freedom, to go out there and cook on the grill and shoot fireworks and to wear red, white, and blue? You know why you didn't do it? Because you're envious of your oppressor, man. You want what they want. And for you to get what they got, you got to hate what they hate. You got to destroy what they destroy. You got to look down on the people that they look down upon. That's why we seen so many murderings and killings this weekend, man. Because when we become envious of our oppressor, we start to take on that behavior of them. We start to do the things that they do to get their freedom. You start to see a lot of our people killing each other, murdering each other. You know what I'm saying? Because then you start to hate your own people. You start to hate your own people just like the very people that oppress you. Because you're envious of them. Because you're envious of what they got, how they got their freedom, and how they look down upon niggas and wetbacks and spicks. And what do? You do the same thing. So who gives a damn if somebody gets shots on the 4th of July, man? You don't give a damn. A lot of our people didn't even give a damn about who they shot, who they killed. Because they're trying to be like the oppressor. And like I said, what the oppressor hates, you'll begin to hate. What he looks down on, you'll begin to look down on. And what he despises, you'll start to despise. That's why we see so many murderings and killings going on for the 4th of July. We want to be just like Massa. Want to shoot the fireworks. Want to have a big old house, the mansion. Want to cook on the grill. Want to eat. Want to have that feeling like, yeah, I'm accepted. I'm just like, I'm just like the American. I'm just like the white man. You know what I mean? I'm just like the white man. I'm just like him. And then you go out there and murder your own people in the club, man. Cause that's what happened up here, man. It was mass shootings all over the place this weekend. New York said they had 41 people to get shot. Like, that's ridiculous, man. Like, we don't need to be out here trying to celebrate these traditions of our oppressors, man. Like, we're not even free. If y'all haven't checked and seen yet, the people that was out there celebrating it, like, y'all haven't seen, we're not free. We're still getting murdered. We're still getting killed in the streets, and nobody speaks on our behalf. Nobody has anything to say. How are we free if we still get killed in the streets and the people that murder us get off scot-free? How are we free? You can't do that to the Chinese. Do you think America can go murder the Chinese in the street and think nobody won't have anything to say about it? Somebody's going to have something to say because the Chinese are free. Same thing goes for the Arab nations. They are at war right now with the Arabs. But look, one of them get murdered in the street like how we get murdered. Somebody's going to have something to say about it because they have freedom. And we don't have freedom. So how can we go out there on the 4th of July and celebrate the same day that our oppressors got freedom? Like, it was sad, man. It was sad to see how many brothers and sisters, man, stuck in the back of their trunks with fireworks, cooking pork, having a good time, just enjoying themselves. Like, y'all don't give a damn about your ancestors, man. But here in the I.S.U.P.K, we care about our ancestors. We have that type of respect for our ancestors, even though they're not here anymore. Like, we're going to respect them. We're not going to go out here and cook on the grill and have a good time and drink and shoot fireworks, knowing what our people went through in 1776 when America was writing the Declaration of Independence. We're not going to go out here and have drinks and toast up and party and have a good time because we know that during 1776, our foremothers and our daughters back then were being raped. Our fathers back then were being set on fire and lynched and hung. Like, we think about that. We still remember that. Like, we're not going to go out there and do the same thing that y'all did, man. A lot of our people did, man, and a lot of our people lost their lives over the weekend, man. And it was very sad. You know what I'm saying? You know, so what do we do as a nation of people? You know, like I said, we go out there and celebrate the day our oppressors got freedom. You know, when blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans were still, you know, we were still slaves in this kingdom. And we weren't free at all. You know, like I said, you know, if we were free, how come we got to march up and down the streets and protest to let the oppressor know that black and brown lives matter? You know, only the slave has to plead with the master to let him know that I'm a human being just like you and not an animal. You know, only the slave has to do that. And the slave ain't free. Only the slave got to go to master, like, master, please, look, black and brown lives matter. I can't breathe. You know, no justice, no peace. You know, that's why we're not supposed, and you know, that's the worst thing about it, man. That's why Proverbs 3:31 says, envy thou not thy oppressor, man, and choose none of his ways. And choose none of his ways. Because when you go out there and start choosing his ways, guess what you start to do? You start killing and murdering just like him. You start wanting the big house, the mansion just like him. You want everything he got. And you're going to get it the way he got it too. You don't give a damn who you have to hurt. Who gets shot? Who gets killed? Like, you don't even give a damn. You're just trying to satisfy yourself because you're envious of your oppressor and you're choosing his ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was sad, man. We choose the ways of the oppressor, man. We go out here shooting fireworks, partying, getting drunk, and then we start to kill him, man. You know, so how many people get murdered on the 4th of July in the black and brown communities, man? How many people get murdered in the black and brown communities every 4th of July? Tons of our brothers and sisters, man. Like, we haven't learned yet that us trying to celebrate 4th of July is dangerous for us. And the Most High hates that, man. He hates to see us sitting down here celebrating the same day that the people that kill us, I'm talking about the people that have done horrible things to us, man. I'm talking about people that have done horrible things to us. Like, these are the same people who would take your wife and rape her in front of you. These are the same people that would take your children and use them as alligator bait. Tie a rope to their feet, push them to the edge of the swamp, and taunt the alligator until it comes out and snatch them up. These are the same people who took our children and sold them off into different plantations to where you never seen them again. But yet we're going to go out there and celebrate the day they got their independence. Like, you shame your people. If you celebrated the 4th of July, you shame your nation, man. You shame black people. You shame Hispanics. You shame the so-called native Indian brothers, man. And then Donald Trump, it's like he adds insult to injury. He went up the Mount Rushmore and gave a speech on Mount Rushmore, man. Gave a speech up there, man. That's like a spit in the face to our native Indian brothers, man. Like, they're proud, man. They love to celebrate this tradition. Like, Independence Day to them means a lot. It means a lot to them. Like, can you only imagine how good you have to feel as a so-called Caucasian man to see black Latinos and Native Americans getting murdered in the streets? I'm talking about police is killing them, gunning them down. They putting our brothers in cages, got ICE scooping them up. They taking the land from the so-called Gadite brothers, the Native American Indians, you know, and then just to turn around and see the same people that y'all do this damage to celebrate the day that you got your independence. Like, do you know how puffed up they feel? And you wonder why they have no respect for us. Like, you wonder why they have no respect for us at all, man. I wouldn't respect anybody either if they allow me to slap him in the face and then turn around. It's like okay, it's like it's my birthday. I'm just saying if I was in the world. Let's say you having a birthday party. It's your birthday, but you a bully. So you bully everybody, and you go bully this one kid. Like, hey, listen, it's my birthday. I want you to come to my party. He says, no, I don't want to come to your party. You slap him in his face and say, come to my party, and then you walk off. Later that day, you have your party. The same person you slapped shows up to your party. Like, how would you feel? Like, how do you think that bully feels when he sees that person that he slapped in the face and told him, you better come to my party, show up at his party? Makes him feel good. Makes him feel like, yeah, he better listen. Yeah, I slap him again. That's how the Caucasian people felt this Saturday when they seen our dumbasses out there shooting fireworks, man. When they seen our dumbasses filling up Salagan. When they seen us pile up inside these grocery stores buying all the pork, all the barbecue sauce, all the plastic plates, all the Dr. Pepper sodas. Like, do you know how good that makes them feel? It makes them feel good. And then on top of that, turn on the news Sunday morning and see all the mass shootings that happen in the black communities. Like, do you know how they feel? Man, listen, they just sit back at the couch like, 4th of July was good. It was great. I got to shoot fireworks. I got a day out of work. I got to cook on the grill. I got to get drunk. And then I get to turn on the news Sunday morning and see all these niggas that killed each other. Life is good. Yeah, I don't get it, man. It was disgusting, man. Very disgusting, man. Then you had a situation that happened here in Greenville. People was at the mall trying to buy outfits for the 4th of July and got to shooting at the damn mall in the parking lot, man. Got to shooting at the mall in the parking lot, man. Like, these nations don't respect us, man. Nobody respects us, man. Nobody respects us when we go out there and try to envy them. Why would you respect the nation of people who do whatever you tell them to do? Why would you respect the nation of people who you can bully and slap and then tell them you better celebrate the day that I got my Independence Day, and then they turn around and do it? Like, why would you respect the people like that? You wouldn't respect them. You'll just look at them and spit on them and keep moving. Nobody respects anybody like that, man. And that's why we had so many people to die over this weekend, man. Just like I said, man, they had a mass shooting up here in Greenville, South Carolina, where we're located at. People I knew was inside the club. People I knew, family members that died, got shot. Sister I knew, she told me about the situation. Because she knew the girl that got killed, the sister that got killed. You know what I mean? And it broke her heart, man. It broke her heart. She said it broke her heart to see them have to take her lifeless body outside the club. We still ain't learned yet, man. How many more people got to die for us to wake up and realize that we can't do the same things that our oppressors do? Like, how many of us have to die before we realize that we're not free? That we're still slaves here in America? That we're still considered 3/5 of a man? You know what I'm saying? Watch when you look on the news again. You're going to hear more and more about us still getting gunned down and being murdered by the police officers. You know what I mean? That's crazy, man. If you can, man, like, I'm going to read this again from the top. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. And it reads, it says, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Choose none of his ways. Choose none of his ways, man. Don't be like him, man. Stop trying to go out there and do what master do. Because you look like an ass. That's what you look like. You look stupid as hell going out there trying to envy your oppressor. Out there shooting fireworks, having a good time. Like, you look stupid as hell, man. We looked at dumb this weekend. These nations don't respect us, man. It was sad, man. I was mad as hell, man, to see our people out there just enjoying it like this is a great day. And then just to turn around and have the sister tell me, listen, I know what you want, but what you don't understand is this is a day that we're off work. You know, we get to spend time with our family and cook on the grill and have a good time. I was just like, you got to be the biggest dummy in the world. Like, you don't care about your people. That's all it is. You're just selfish, and you care about your own lust. You care about how you feel. You don't give a damn about all of our people that died. Like, can you imagine our ancestors back in 1776? Imagine the slaves that were inside of that room with the president, with all those people in there writing the Declaration of Independence. Like, it's hot inside that room. So you got brothers and sisters who were slaves with the fan, fanning these devils, man, fanning them like this. Like, can you imagine how long they had to stand up with their arm like this, just fanning somebody? Like, people don't think about stuff like that, but I think about stuff like that because I'm in the I.S.U.P.K. and I got compassion amongst my people, and I think about the brothers and sisters who were standing right there fanning these devils for hours till their arms just start hurting, to the point where they was like, I can't do it no more. Then they had to take a break. Ain't no telling what happened to them. Got beat. You know how the oppressors do us. You're going to embarrass me in front of that boy. We trying to write this and write that. I think about stuff like that, man. That's why we don't envy our oppressors here in the I.S.U.P.K, man. We don't give a damn about their independence. We don't care about none of that because it has nothing to do with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, us, what is them getting separated from Britain has to do with us, man? I'm going to read the book of Hosea chapter 4 and 6, man. To show you why a lot of our people got killed over the weekend. To show you why when you looked on the news and CNN and you see them reporting mass shootings in the black communities, in the brown communities, in the native communities. Like, do you know how many brothers and sisters died over the weekend from drunk driving? From leaving that 4th of July party, having a good time, shooting fireworks, and then get on the highway, try to drive back home and die in a car wreck? Like, man, it's stupid, man. It's sad. It's not even stupid. It's sad as hell, man. It's sad as hell. In 2020, our people still celebrate the day that our oppressors got their freedom. But yet, you can turn on the news and see them gun us down in the street. But yet, they got abortion clinics on each corner of the streets, killing black and brown babies. But yet, we go out here and shoot fireworks and celebrate and cook on the grill like we in a good place right now. Like we good right now. We ain't got nothing to worry about. Hell no, man. Have some respect for your ancestors, man. Stop being so greedy and so lustful and just thinking about yourself. And stop trying to put it on the kids. I did it for the kids. Because the only thing you did was teach your kids how not to have any respect for their ancestors. If you teach your kids not to respect your ancestors, do you think they're going to have any respect for you when you leave? Huh? No, they ain't going to give a damn. Do you think your grandkids going to have any respect and dignity for you after you leave? They're not even going to give a damn. They're not even going to care. This is the book of Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. This is the reason why a lot of our people got killed over this weekend. The book of Proverbs chapter 4 verse 6, and it reads, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're seeing so many people being killed this weekend. For a lack of knowledge. You know, not being willing to sit down and just get the whole concept of the 4th of July and try to get a better understanding on what it means when they say Independence Day. The day when they say freedom for all. The day when they say freedom is for all men. Like, that lack of knowledge, man. Oh, that's the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. I'll read it again for you. It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You know what I mean? That's what's wrong with us. That's why we're destroyed, man. For a lack of knowledge. I'm going to read it again from the top. The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. And that's what the Most High did, man. Our people reject the knowledge that we try to give them when it comes to dealing with Independence Day. When it comes to worship and what the oppressors worship. You know, we get out here and try to tell our people day and day, now they have the airways open where you can get on Facebook, you can get on Twitter, you can get on Instagram, YouTube, all these different platforms you can get on. And we get on all them platforms and warn our people. Yonder boy out. And we also go out to the streets and warn our people not to celebrate 4th of July. Don't get out here and try to do these things. But our people reject that knowledge, man. And when our people start reject that knowledge, the Most High starts to destroy us. And that's what you seen this weekend. You seen that spirit of death out there. You seen that death angel working this weekend, man. Got bodies all over the place this weekend. Because our people want to reject the knowledge, man. They want to reject the knowledge of the truth. They want to reject the knowledge of what Independence Day really is. And now they just switch it up and say, oh, it's just for the babies. It's all about the babies. Like, it ain't even got nothing to do with us. We just shooting fireworks for the kids. Listen, there's plenty of days where you can shoot fireworks. Now, you don't have to shoot the fireworks on the 4th of July. Now, you could have just bought the fireworks and put them up and waited until like the next week and then shot the fireworks. You could have did that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody love to talk about June the 19th, Juneteenth, the day we got freedom, but you don't see nobody out there cooking on the grill and shooting fireworks on June 19th, on Juneteenth. Hell, half of the people didn't even forgot about the damn thing. Excuse me. You didn't see anybody go out there dressed up in green, red, white, and blue shooting firecrackers. This is the day we got our freedom, even though it's not the day we got freedom, because even though they try to say June 19th was the day we got freedom, like, we were still slaves even then. We were still slaves in the 1800s. Ain't nothing changed. Like, but yeah, you didn't see nobody going out there shooting fireworks, trying to show honor to. Who are you going to show honor to anyway on who got your freedom? Abraham Lincoln? That's how you know we don't got any freedom. Even if you'd have went and celebrated June the 19th as the day you got your freedom, who you would have gave the honor to? Abraham Lincoln? Because he was the so-called person that signed that paper into existence saying that I can't even say it, but he was the one that said that we got our freedom. So you still would have ended up showing honor to your oppressor. That's just more reason to show you that June 19th don't mean nothing either. Just like 4th of July, it don't mean nothing to blacks, Latinos, and natives. Like, that has nothing to do with us. But yet we still go out there. And when we go out there and try to do that, guess what the Most High does to us, man? He destroys us for rejecting the knowledge. That's why you see shootings in the club. Sisters and brothers dying, young mothers losing their lives, people dying in car wrecks. The Most High destroys us for rejecting this knowledge, man. And it's sad to have to see. It's sad to wake up Sunday morning and see the death toll of black and brown people from celebrating the 4th of July. It is sad to see families waking up knowing that these mothers and these fathers are not going to come back home to these kids that they had. Like, do you know how many mothers and fathers lost their lives over the weekend for the 4th of July? And how many of them had small children? Now their kids got to wake up and realize that their mother and father is never coming back to them again. I would have thought maybe some of our people would have understood that 4th of July has nothing to do with us. You know what I'm saying? That it's a day for our oppressors and not for us. I mean, with everything that's going on, with how we're getting murdered, how we're getting killed, how the police are beating the charges and everything, I would have thought maybe half of the Black, Latino, Native American community would have been like, you know what, I'm not celebrating the 4th of July because I know it has nothing to do with us. It wasn't true, man. Nobody took attention to that knowledge. They didn't pay attention to the knowledge. They didn't even listen to it. They still went out here and bought. I'm talking about, man, it was sad, man. It was very sad because people knew that it was wrong to do it. Like, I seen tons of people posting on Facebook, like, I know I'm going to get clowned for celebrating the 4th of July, but I'm just doing it for my kids. Like, you already know, you already got some type of thought in your mind that celebrating this has nothing to do with us, but yet you're going to say it has something to do for the kids. It's for the kids. So who runs your household, the kids or you? Who runs the house, the kids or you? I thought you were the father. I thought you were the mother. And you wonder why your kids had no respect for you. Because you ain't even got no respect for yourself or your ancestors. Or your kids. Because if you did, you would tell them the truth about Independence Day and how it has nothing to do with you. I know I do it. I know brothers in the I.S.U.P.K. do it. I know sisters in the I.S.U.P.K. do it. You think we let our kids go out? If our kids are with us, do you think we really let them go out there and shoot fireworks? Hell no. What we going to let you go out there and shoot fireworks for when it has nothing to do with us? I told my son, even though I told my son and my daughters, like, listen, y'all know this ain't got nothing to do with it. They didn't even know nothing about the 4th of July. They just seen firecrackers going off. They was like, hey, why they out there shooting the fireworks? And then I explained it to them. And they was like, wow, that's what that means? Like, yeah, it's the day they got their freedom. We're not free. We don't celebrate that. I teach them how to have respect for their ancestors. Because that's what I've been taught here in the I.S.U.P.K. Have some respect for your ancestors, man. And guess what happens? Guess what happens when you have no respect for your ancestor, man? These nations don't respect you. Do you think the oppressor's going to respect you? Do you think he's really going to respect you when he sees you out there shooting the fireworks with the American flag on? He's looking out his window. Look at this idiot. Look at this stupid fool right here. Got the red, white, and blue on. Having a good time. Like, man, that is... Just think about it, man. Do you know how horrible it is? Think about it. Like, think about it. Put yourself in the oppressor's shoes for a minute and think about how good they feel to see the slaves celebrating their independence. It's like, yeah, look at them. They're happy for us. So they should be happy too when we gun them down in the streets. They shouldn't even have nothing to say. Like, this is what the Independence Day is about us getting our freedom so we can do what the hell we want to do to you. I'm going to go to another scripture, man. We're going to go to the book of Isaiah. We're going to go to the book of Isaiah. Chapter 55, verse 23. We're going to go to the book of Isaiah. Chapter 55, verse 23. Salakia. Salakia, I'm in the wrong book. Salakia, my bad about that. My bad, it's the book of Isaiah chapter 51 verse 23. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 51 verse 23. And it reads, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over. Because that's what these people that afflict us are saying. That's what they're saying to us, man. When they see us out there celebrating 4th of July, spiritually they're telling us to bow down so we can walk over, man. Because that's what you're doing when you're celebrating their 4th of July. When you're going out there celebrating their Independence Day, you're bowing down to them. You're making yourself look like a good servant. Now you're bowing down straight to them, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they love it. They love to see you celebrating it. They love to see you going to the mall and buy all the red, white, and blue shoes and all the red and white and blue shirts and the hats, the shirts with the American flag on them, which says freedom from all. And then you go make them rich by going to buy all their firecrackers at their firecracker stand. They love it. They love it. They wouldn't have it any other way. They love to see you go out there bowing down to them so they can go over. And I'm going to keep reading. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over. Because when you go out there and you celebrating the 4th of July, you're allowing yourself to you're just pretty much laying down. It's like you're just taking whatever they got to give you. You know, you're comfortable with it. You know, you're just allowing this nation to walk all over you, man. That's what they're doing. When they see you going out there popping the firecrackers and shooting the fireworks off and everything, don't be surprised when they come back out there and start shooting you. Don't be surprised when you look on the news and you see more brothers and sisters murdered by the police officers. Because when you went out there and celebrated it, they knew then that, guess what? They have bowed down to us so we can go over. And they laid their body down as the street so we can just walk all over their ass, man. So we can just walk all over them, Salaki. And that's what they're doing, man. They just walking all over us, man. Think about it. Wouldn't you do the same too if your slaves celebrated the day you got your independence? That's like the day when Israel get their freedom from these oppressors. And we make them celebrate our freedom. You know what I'm saying? Don't you think we're going to look at them and be like, look at them. They'll do whatever we tell them to do. We can walk all over these people. And that's what they do, man. You can't be surprised that these nations don't have any respect for us. You can't be surprised that they kill us and then act like, hey, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, what did I do wrong? These people don't care what we do. They let us walk all over them anyway. Why y'all tripping? That's why when we get shot, that's why when we go out there to the clubs and party and have a good time on the 4th of July and somebody get killed, that's why nobody shows no remorse. That's why the so-called oppressor, he don't give a damn. He don't even care. He just sit back. Well, here they go. They about to kill everybody this weekend. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? We look like hypocrites out here. Because just 3 weeks ago, everybody was marching and protesting Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. Then you go out here on the 4th of July shooting firecrackers and eating all the pork that you can. And then guess what happens after that? You start shooting up the club, shooting up the block party, killing each other. And guess what they looking like? Well, you know, look at them. Let them bow down to us. Let them celebrate the day we got our freedom. Like, I don't give a damn. I don't respect them. I don't care. You know, who would? Who would respect us? Who's going to respect us after they see us doing each other the way we do each other? Because we're envious of them and what they got. What nation going to respect you? Nobody. You think they really care? You know, then you have people. The shooting happened up here in Greenville with the brother and the young sister getting killed. There were so-called Caucasian people commenting on the situation. You know, and their comments were like this: well, what do you think was going to happen? You know, they want to say Black Lives Matter, but they go out here and do this to each other. Why should we care? You know what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't even be worried about them. You know, they wrong. They say we wrong for shooting them down, but yet they go out here and shoot each other. Like, they feed on this, man. The people that oppress us, they feed on us killing each other. Like, they feel more valid when they go out there and kill you and shoot you down in the street. They feel like, why should we care if you don't care? Like, we shouldn't even give a damn. Why should we care if they don't care? You know what I'm saying? That's what happens, man, when you reject the knowledge of the Most High, man. You reject what the Israelites try to teach you, man. When we try to teach you, the brothers in the I.S.U.P.K try to teach you, man, don't go out here and celebrate the day that our oppressors got freedom. Like, the Declaration of Independence didn't have anything to do with us. So how come you're going to go out there and celebrate the day they got their freedom? Please stop saying it's for the kids. It's not for the kids. You know what I'm saying? And they love it, man. And they love it. It's so spiritual. When they see you doing it to your soul, they saying, bow down. Like, get on your knees and bow down, you slave. Yeah, get down on your knees and bow down. Shoot these fireworks. Put this red, white, and blue on. Come have a good time. Yeah, celebrate the day we got our freedom, you slave. Because that's how they looked at us. You know what I'm saying? And it says that we laid our body as the ground, man, as the street to them that went over, man. Like, when we went out there and did it, we just laid ourselves down in the street so these nations could just walk all over us, man. That's why you seen these so-called oppressors commenting on the videos in the chat when they was showing Fox 21 and News Channel 4 covering the murder, the mass shooting that happened up here in Greenville at the club with the young sister. You had those oppressors comment. Let me see, can I find? Matter of fact, I got some in my phone. I'm gonna show you what they said, man. Let me show you what these oppressors said about the shootings and the killings that happened inside the clubs, man. Yeah, I got a couple on. Yeah, I made sure I screenshot these. Alright, now this is what Angie Millwood had to say about the young sister who got shot and got killed up here in Greenville, South Carolina at the club. The young mother. 23 years old. This is what Angie Millwood had to say. She said, I am sorry that she lost her life, but to say she was innocent, this tells a different story. Now, when she was saying this, Angie Millwood, which is a Caucasian lady, had posted the sister named Michaela Bell's, some of the posts that she had on her Facebook page. And some of the posts that she had, it said the sister posted before she passed away. It was like drunk loading. It said ain't no weed men around here. You know, this sister posted this on her page. So Angie Millwood took it upon herself to say this right here. She said, I am sorry that she lost her life, but to say she was innocent, this tells a different story. She was there and was looking for weed to take with her. No life should be taken, but you also shouldn't break the governor's orders. And unfortunately, this whole Black Lives Matter mess has people thinking they're above everyone, including law enforcement and rules. Trying to tell you, man. Like, that's how they feel. When they see us going out here killing each other like this, man, they look, bow down, you slave. Like, bow down so we can walk over you. You know what I'm saying? Like, shut your mouth. Don't say anything. Let us continue to kill us. Let us continue to kill you in the streets. That's what you do. Don't complain anymore when you see white police officers go out here and murder your brothers and sisters in the street. Don't complain. Don't say anything. Just bow down and be like the streets so we can just walk all over you. Let us continue to walk all over you. Let us continue to oppress you. Just shut your mouth. Let us do it. Don't even complain anymore. You see how you do each other. That's how these devils feel, man. This is how these oppressors feel, man. When we go out here and do what we do, when we reject the knowledge of the Most High, when He tells us not to be envious of our oppressor, when He tells us not to choose none of their ways, and we go out there and choose their ways, and we become envious of them, and we start killing just like they start killing because we're envious of them. Like, these devils have no respect for us, man. I'm gonna read some more. I'm gonna read another one, man, on what these people had to say, man. These so-called Caucasian people, what they said about the killings that happened up here. All right, this is an oppressor. His name is Benjamin Yagodamas. Benjamin Yagodamas. This is what he said about it. This dude is from Australia. This is more proof, man, that the world is watching this, man. Like, this is why we have to have more compassion for each other. And we cannot be envious of our oppressor, man, because the world is watching. Everybody's watching. They see how we get murdered in the streets. They see how the cops kill us in the streets. But then they turn around and see how we do each other like that because we're envious of our oppressor. So now you got everybody watching and looking. Now this devil right here was from Australia, man. And this is what he said about the situation. He said all the Black Lives Matter protesters need to be arrested. That's what he said. He said all the Black Lives Matter protesters who went out there protesting need to be arrested. What else he said? He said it's also child abuse. Shh. Like they mock us, man. They see how we get killed out here, and guess what they do? They mock us. They go out here and make fun of the situation. They laugh about it. They joke about it. Because they don't give a damn, man. That's why I tell you, man, we have to have more compassion for each other. We got to stop trying to be so envious of the very people that kill us, man. Like, we can't go out there and do what they do. We can't go out there shooting fireworks thinking that we're free. Thinking that we got freedom. We ain't got no freedom, man. We still slaves. That's why it's so important, man, to understand, man, these people that do it, the people that kill us, man, murder us in the streets, man, they love it, man. They love it. They love to see you go out there and shoot the fireworks, and then you're teaching your kids how to do the same thing. It's like it's a never-ending cycle. Like, somebody has to break the cycle, man. And the brothers and sisters that have came into the I.S.U.P.K, we are the beginning of that cycle that's starting to be broke. Because we're not teaching our kids to go out here and celebrate these days, man. Like, hey, you know what? 4th of July, we're going to shoot the fireworks. We're going to have a good time. We're going to chill. We're going to party. We're going to do this and do that. And then tell our kids, you know, it's for you. This is the reason why we're doing this. It ain't got a damn thing to do with our kids. All right, this is the book of Proverbs. We're going to the book of Proverbs, man. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 2. All right, and it says, treasure of wickedness profit nothing. So, like, is that the right verse? Dang, I must got the wrong verse. Oh, no, that is the right verse. So, like, bear with me right quick. I got the wrong scripture, I think. Salaki. It's Psalms, Salaki. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 2. Salaki. I'm a little angry, y'all. Forgive me. I'm just angry about our people, man, celebrating this day and happen to see what we seen this weekend, man. It's a sad thing to see, man, that our people still just don't get it, man. I might be angry all the time. I think I'm angry all the time. I'm angry a little too much. That's what people tell me. I'm always angry. But, man, to see your people have to go out here and celebrate in the day that their oppressors got freedom and we're not even free is, man, it's sad, man. It would anger anybody. That's why the scriptures say oppression makes a wise man mad. Because if you wise, man, you know you're oppressed, man, you're going to be mad about it, man. You're going to be angry about it. All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 2, and it reads, "The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor." You know what I mean? This wicked is talking about the so-called Caucasian race. This is who this scripture is talking about, man. Because the wicked do persecute the poor, man. They do persecute the poor. That's what they do, man. All right, and it reads, it says, "Let them be taken in devices that they have imagined." Verse 3, "For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire." And that's what they do, man. When they see you out there celebrating the 4th of July, man, they boast it up. That's why you seen President Donald Trump, man, go up there on Mount Rushmore on the 4th of July, man, and give a speech about freedom and equality and how, you know, America is so great, because he boasteth in his heart, man. He boasteth in his heart for what he desires. You know what I'm saying? All right, verse 4, and it says, "The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts." You know what I mean? These people, man, the people that oppress us, they don't think about God, man. God is nowhere in their mind, because if they thought about God, they would sit back and think to themselves like, you know what? We killed black, Latinos, and Native American people, man. Maybe we should tell them not to celebrate the 4th of July. Like, if they had any type of compassion, if they had a heart, you know, if they had any type of thoughts of God, they would sit back and say, man, you know what? It's wrong for us to make these people celebrate the day that we got our independence, when in 1776 they were slaves. Like, we should tell them, hey, y'all, don't celebrate it. If you black, you Latino, if you Native Indian, don't celebrate the day the Caucasian race got their independence. Because during that time, your people were still slaves. You know, it'll show some type of righteousness in them, man. It'll show some type of righteousness. But do they do that? No, they don't. They let you go out here and celebrate it. They let you go out here and spend all your money buying outfits for your kids. Like, it's sad how much money gets spent on the 4th of July, man. Just to go out here and worship your oppressor's independence. Like, it's sad, man. Very sad to see. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the scripture said, like it said, man, God is not in all his thoughts. Like Donald Trump, he doesn't think about the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Just like on Juneteenth, everybody love to celebrate Juneteenth. What did Donald Trump do? He went to Tulsa, Oklahoma. He went to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where the race riot happens. Where the race riot happened, he went down there and gave one of his Klan rallies. They call it a rally, but I call it a Klan rally. I mean, it's the same thing to me. It ain't nothing but a high-ranking Klan member coming out there to have a rally. Now, he went out there and had a Klan rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where one of the biggest massacres happened to black people. Not just the blacks, but Latinos and Native Indians. They don't never tell people about that it wasn't just blacks down there getting rich either. There were Latino brothers down there also. And there were Native Indian brothers there also. And that day that happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, man, they massacred our people, man. I'm talking about they murdered and massacred and butchered our people. You know, I looked up the story on it. This is what they said what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They say that the brother was trying to get on the elevator. And when the brother tripped, he tried to catch his step. And there was a Caucasian woman in the elevator with him. So when he tried to catch his step, he accidentally grabbed her and she screamed. And when she screamed and hollered, you know the first thing she did after that, he trying to rape me, he tried to touch me, he tried to hurt me. And then it started a race riot where they murdered and butchered and killed our people. And they had wanted to do that anyway because we were making money. And that was during the time of the Great Depression. Like during the time of the Great Depression, black people were still making money. You know, we were still doing good. Like we were flourishing with our black cities, with our black and brown cities, man. Like we were making money. And during that time while we were making money, so-called Caucasian people were jumping out of the window committing suicide. No, they were jumping out the window because their economy was crashing. And what did Donald Trump go down there and do, man? He went down there to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where the race riots happened, and did a Klan rally. And that's why the scripture says, man, God's thoughts are not in his mind, man. That's why I said God is not in all his thoughts. Like through that brain of his, they don't give a damn about the Most High. And they love to say, God, please bless America. God bless America. The Most High is not going to bless America, man. Because God is not in their thoughts, man. They don't try to do anything that the Most High would do, man. The Most High would never make a nation of people worship another nation of people that enslaved them. But yet they make us do it. But yet they tell us that we should go out there and celebrate the 4th of July. And how they do it is, to make it even worse, they'll let you get off on that Friday just to get yourself ready. Just to get yourself even more ready. They let black, Latinos, and Native people take July 3rd off, which this year was on Friday. Like, do you know how happy some of our people were just to have that Friday off? They went home and had the chicken and the beef and everything set up. They end up marinating the meat. They getting ready. They happy. They got the outfit laid on the bed. They got the polo, the red, white, and blue polo shirt with the blue jean shorts with the white forces. They just sitting there looking like, yeah, but I'm gonna be fresh on the 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's sad, man. It angers me a lot, man, to see how people still go out there and just be foolish and just allow themselves to be victimized and just be done any type of way, man. And wonder why these nations just do us the way they do us, man, because we have no honor for our own people. Like, we have no honor. Like, we don't give a damn. Like, it's like they can do whatever they want to do to us, and guess what? We still gonna go out there and just look like we want more and more and more. Like, yeah, you know, we know in 1776 we were slaves, but guess what? We don't give a damn. We glad we off. We gonna cook out. We gonna have a good time with the family. We gonna shoot fireworks. The kids gonna be happy. You know, we gonna have a good one. And then what happens after that? Go to the club, go to the block party, and it's mass shootings everywhere. Like, they don't understand, man. The Most High allows things like this to happen to our people so we can wake up and realize that we're doing something wrong. You know, I know a lot of people lost people this weekend, man. But what we don't understand is when we go out here envying our oppressor, we make the Most High mad. Like, we piss him off. Like, we anger him. When he sees us going out here celebrating the day that the people who did horrible and heinous crimes to us, when we go out there and celebrate the day that they got their freedom and we're not even free, it angers him. So what does he allow to happen? He allows the death angel to go out there and get to work. So you see events like what happened down here in Greenville where 10 people got shot. Situations like in New York where 41 people got shot. Like, I don't even want to talk about Chicago. Like, I don't even want to go there with Chicago. You know how horrible it is in Chicago when it comes to 4th of July. Brother told me, he said the best thing you can do on the 4th of July is go rent a hotel room in a whole nother city. He said that's the best thing you can do if you want to live. He said because You don't know if it's fireworks or gunshots. He said that's what he did. He said before he left Chicago and came down here, he said what he did was on the 4th of July, he knew it was going to be bad. He said they usually would just rent a hotel and leave from Chicago and stay in the hotel for 3 days, until 3 to 4 days, until everything kind of died down. But they said they always knew after the 4th of July, on the 4th of July that night, they said they knew it was going to be a lot of dead bodies, man. They knew it. All right, I'm going to keep reading, man. This is the book of Proverbs. The book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 5. And it reads, his ways are always grievous. And that's what it is with our oppressors, man. Their ways are always grievous, man. When it comes to them and their ways, man, it's always some type of pain and suffering that's going to come with it. That's what you see, man. When you go out there trying to follow his ways and do what he do, man, it's always some type of grief that comes with it. With us trying to celebrate the 4th of July, we get grief from it. We get pain. We get suffering. We get funerals. We get gunshot victims. You know, that's what we get from trying to follow them in their ways, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why it says, envy not their oppressor and follow none of his ways. I mean, don't do none of his ways, man. Because his ways are grievous. Only thing you're going to get from him for trying to follow him is pain and suffering and death. Like, you know, what are we going to do next year? We're going to go out and celebrate it again? If there is a next year, what we going to do? We're going to go out there again next 4th of July and celebrate it again? You know what I'm saying? How many mothers don't lose kids on the 4th of July, man? How many fathers don't have to bury their children the day after the 4th of July because they went to some party and somebody who was being envious of their oppressor decided that, you know what, man, I'm gonna thug it out tonight, man. You know, hey, I'm gonna thug it out and go out there and shoot up everything, man. Like, we can't follow the ways of our oppressor, man. Only thing it brings to us is grief and pain. Like, my heart goes out to the mothers and the fathers and the children who lost their loved ones on the 4th of July, who had to wake up that Sunday morning or that Saturday night, get that phone call with some type of family member. They ain't right on all these holidays. You right, Ashan. You right, Ashan Banyada. You right, man. On all these holidays, man. Even with Christmas, man. Look at Christmas. How many brothers go out on Christmas and kill and murder and rob just to try to make their kids happy? You know what I'm saying? How many brothers go out there and kill, murder, steal, just to try to make their kids happy, man? When Christmas has nothing to do with us. When Christmas is a pagan holiday. And how many mothers got to get phone calls, and fathers and children have to go up without their loved ones, man? Like, we have to stop trying to envy our oppressors, man. We can't get what they got, man. This kingdom isn't our kingdom. America was never for blacks. America was never for Latinos. America was never for the native Indians that were here. We have to stop trying to do what they do, man, because their ways are grievous. You go out there, celebrate Christmas, say you're doing it for the kids. You go out there, work all these hours, working 60 hours a week so you can go buy toys and stuff for your children, and after Christmas is over, they don't even give a damn about the toys. 2 or 3 days later, the toys in the trash can broke outside. Like, come on, man. But then yet some father has died or got incarcerated because he wanted to try to make some extra money so he can make his kids happy. You know, how many brothers have died on Christmas, man, trying to celebrate Christmas for their kids, man? Same thing goes for the 4th of July, man. Brothers, I'm talking about, man, I remember being in the world, man, and how bad I would feel because I was poor, because I didn't have good guidance, because I was loyal to the wrong people. You know, I was loyal to the wrong people. I was loyal to the streets, but the streets were not loyal to me. So when the 4th of July came, me being in these streets, not working a job, trying to make it by, doing what I do in the streets, it's time to bring my son his 4th of July outfit, his fireworks, and, the stuff that's going to make them happy. And me not having the money 2 or 3 days before 4th of July, and what do I try to do? I try to go get the money however I can go get it. However I can go get the money, whoever head I got to crack, whoever head I got to put the gun to, whoever car I got to break in, whoever door I got to kick in, just to make my kids happy. That's why it's a shame when you say the 4th of July is about the kids. It's a shame to say that the 4th of July, we do it because it's for the kids. Think about how many people get killed on the 4th of July just so you can do it for the kids. Brothers robbing, stealing, killing, breaking in this house, trying to get that little money. And then God forbid if you don't get that 4th of July outfit. God forbid if you're a man and you poor and you ain't got the money and you don't want to be a criminal. He's like, man, I'm not going to kick at nobody's door, man. I'm not going to do it this time. And you don't bring that baby them fireworks and that outfit and those shoes, man, you're going to be on child support Monday. That next day, the next couple of days when the 4th of July is over with, you're going to get a letter in the mail to be on child support. That's why I say, man, people don't understand the destruction of trying to worship these pagan traditions, man. Trying to be envious of our oppressor, man. We suffer from that, man. Try to follow his ways, man. It's grievous to us, man. We can't do what they do. It has nothing to do with us. They sit back, they remember their ancestors, their forefathers for the Declaration of Independence. They remember the day that their forefathers got freedom from Britain. They remember a good movie for you to watch. A good movie for you to go watch to give you kind of like a little brief, brief details on the inside of America trying to get their independence is a movie called The Patriot with Mel Gibson. I watched it. I watched it a couple times just to see. And I watched it and I seen how hard these Caucasian men from the 13 colonies went to go fight for their freedom. They got tired of being oppressed, man. They got tired of being oppressed. So what did they go do? They went and fought for their freedom, man. Now, I'm not telling anybody to go pick up guns and go out here and start going to shoot and murder and kill to try to get your freedom. It's a way you can get your freedom. And that's by separating from your oppressor. That's not, the way we do it is not by following his ways. We don't go out there and celebrate the 4th of July. The 4th of July comes around, know what we should do? We shouldn't do anything. We should just sit in the house and watch TV. That's what we should do. We shouldn't be go out there trying to cook on the grill and have a good time and do all of this crazy stuff. Yeah, and that's right. Sharon, you're right. In that movie, The Patriot, the worst thing about that movie was we were still slaves. We were still slaves in that movie. And the racism was still in the movie. They tried to make it, they tried not to show it in the movie so much, but it was still in the movie because you had black people fighting on the side of the red coats and you had people fighting on the side of the blue coats. That's where that red, white, and blue stuff all comes from, man. It all comes from America, man. You know what I mean? You still had our people in slavery. And they tried to make it like the slaves were just so happy. They always tried to make it seem like the slaves were just happy when they seen the so-called oppressor come up and they hugging the kids and kissing the kids. Man, it wasn't like that for real, man. We were catching hell. We were forced to get inside of their militaries and go fight for them. Now, we had to get in and go choose a side. And the worst thing about it was when the so-called British came on certain parts of the land in the South, And let's say that they found a house where maybe some blue coats might have been there. What they would do was they would kill all the blue coats, set the house on fire, take the brothers and sisters that were slaves, like the men that were slaves, and force them to join their military. Same thing with the so-called with America with the blue coats. The same people that were slaves that were blue coats, the same brothers that were slaves, they got forced to be put inside the military. They made it. They put up something saying if slaves were to fight in the military, they would get their freedom. And tons of our brothers and sisters signed up to fight in the military. And when they did fight, guess what? After it was over, they still didn't get no freedom. They still didn't get no freedom because of what's his name? It took for Abraham Lincoln to come do the emancipation. You know, but you had brothers and sisters fighting in America's military. Like that's like a spit in the face, man. Like that's like a spit in the face, man, to have the slaves fight for the freedom of the slave master. Like the slave master trying to get free, and yet he turns around and take his slave and makes him fight for him to get his freedom. And then when you get through fighting for master, he get his freedom, but you don't even get your freedom. You still a slave. Like, that's why people don't understand, man. Like, you can't go out there and celebrate it, man. That's why the Most High allows that death angel to get busy on the 4th of July, man. On all of these days when we try to envy our oppressor, the Most High allows us to, you know, get murdered and killed out here when we try to go out here and celebrate it. Because the Most High knows how it is a dishonor to your ancestors to go out here and worship the same very day of the people who murdered and killed you and enslaved you. Like, it is a dishonor, man. I'm gonna read a little bit of the Declaration of Independence to show you what these Americans were trying to fight for. All right, this is what it reads right here. This is the in Congress, July 4th, 1776. The unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. And it reads, when in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to separation. Like, this is what America wanted. The so-called Americans who were trying to get away from Britain, they knew it was right for them to separate from a people that was oppressing them. Like, they knew it was right. They knew it was right with the natures of law and with the natures of God. But yet, they had us in slavery. Think about that. Like, they knew it was wrong for them to be oppressed and to have a nation over them who was not treating them right. They knew it was wrong. But yet, they had us in slavery. You know what I mean? They knew it was wrong. But yet, they had us in slavery. And they knew the best thing for them to do was to separate. That's why in the I.S.U.P.K. we tell our brothers and sisters, man, to separate from America. We don't mean get on the jet and the plane and go to Africa and move to Africa. We mean when it's time to separate from them, don't do the things they do. Don't go out there on the 4th of July and have a big cookout and shoot the firecrackers and wear the red, white, and blue and be envious of your oppressor, and then go out here and shoot up the whole club and kill innocent people. Don't do that. Like, separate. When the 4th of July comes around, you stay in your house. Stay in your house, cook a regular meal. Hell, order some pizza. They still have pizza places open. Sit in the house, order some pizza. Sit back, watch some movies. Let them celebrate it. Like, can you imagine what would happen if blacks, Latinos, and natives don't celebrate the 4th of July? It would cripple America. It would cripple them because we are one of the majority of the peoples who spend a lot of money on the 4th of July. In the grocery stores, buying up all the food, plastic plates. Budweiser make a ton of money. Bud Light make a ton of money. The liquor stores make a ton of money. You know what I mean? The polos and all this, they make tons of money. Everybody got on a pair of Air Forces on the 4th of July. I seen so many Air Forces on the 4th of July, I was just like, what in the hell is going on? Now, let me tell you who I really didn't see celebrating the 4th of July like that. I didn't see a lot of Issacharites celebrating it. You know, we went and ate tacos on the 4th of July from a food truck, and Issachar was just sitting out there eating tacos, chilling. They didn't even have no fire truck stands or nothing because they have some type of understanding that 4th of July has nothing to do with them. But Judah, man, Judah had them fresh white forces on, looking clean out there with the polo, the red, white, and blue polo shirt on, with the jeans on. Like, man, it's sad, man. It was a very sad thing to see, man. I'm gonna keep reading some more of this Declaration of Independence for y'all. I'm going to read it from the top again. It says, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which they have connected them with another to assume among the powers of the earth. You know, they knew back then that it was necessary for them to separate from the political bands of another who had powers on the earth over them. And that's what we have to do. We have to celebrate. We have to separate from these politicians. Like, we don't need to be out there voting. We don't need to do anything. We need to take their advice. Take their advice. Everybody talking about saying Independence Day, Independence Day. Look how they got their freedom. They separated. All right, I'm going to keep reading. And it says, the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of the nature of nature's gods entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the government, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of the ends, it is right of the people to alter or to abolish it. Come on, man. Even these oppressors know if a government becomes destructive to you, it is right for you to abolish it. To mean to get rid of it. That's why everybody hates the I.S.U.P.K. They hate us with a passion because we're the only ones telling our people, stop following these politicians. Stop celebrating these holidays. Don't go out here and celebrate the 4th of July. Stop trying to go out here and be like the oppressors. We tell our people to abolish it. You know what I mean? Like, don't do what America does. That's why everybody hates us, because we're the only people that's saying this. We're the only people that's telling black, Latinos, and Native, man, hey, look, man, don't go out here and celebrate the 4th of July. Leave it alone. It has nothing to do with us. That's why they hate us. All right, I'm going to keep reading just a little more. And it reads, it says, all right, and it says, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organized like it, and laying its foundation on such principles, and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Like they know, even they know, man. Like this is how you get safety and happiness, man. By separating from these people, and having your own government, man. That's what the I.S.U.P.K is trying to tell our people, man. We're trying to tell our people that stop trying to follow America and do what they do, and come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, because that's our governance system, which is the Bible. That was given to blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Like the Bible was never given to these other nations. So the Bible is our history. It's our book. It's our laws. It's our Constitution. It's our Declaration of Independence. And we should come back to it and follow it and learn how they separate from these nations and not partake in none of their feasts, their festivals, and everything that has to do with them, man. Like, we shouldn't be doing none of this, man. And this is what we should be doing right here, man. All right, this is the book of Baruch. This is in the Apocrypha. This is in the book of Baruch. Slacking. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 4. And it reads, O Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites and of their children, which have sinned before thee. Now, I mean, that's what we're praying for, man. We pray the Lord. We pray to the Most High that He hears our prayers, man. We pray that He hears the prayers of our forefathers, man. You know what I mean? What are we praying for? We're praying that we can walk outside of our doors and not have to be gunned down and killed and murdered, man. That's what we're praying for. We're praying that we don't have to get pulled over by the police and get executed in front of our children. You know what I mean? We're praying to the Most High that He hears our prayers, man. And we're praying for what happened to our forefathers too, man. Our forefathers who was in slavery, having to pick cotton during 1776, who are being raped and lynched. Because we are the children of our forefathers, man. That's what we're praying for. We pray that the Most High hears our prayers, man. We pray to Him, man. We pray like, Father, please help us, man. We are catching hell down here. We're being murdered. We're being killed. We're being lynched. You know, they just 3 weeks ago, they found brothers and sisters hanging. That wasn't a coincidence that they found our people hanging. They didn't just hang themselves, man. It wasn't a coincidence, man. It was not a coincidence that they found our brothers and sisters hanging from trees. Like somebody done that to them, man. We pray to the Most High that He hears our prayers, man. And He forgives us for what the things that our forefathers have done and what we have done, man. People going out there celebrating the 4th of July, having a good time, shooting the fireworks, man. We pray the Most High forgive us for these things, man. Because with us envying our oppressor, man, it comes death, man. Death comes with it. You know what I mean? Like, so like, get back to that scripture. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep reading. And it says, which have sinned before thee, and not hearkened unto the voice of their God. You know what I mean? That's what happened, man. We didn't listen, man. Our people didn't listen to the Most High, man. They didn't listen to Him at all, and they continued to sin, man. That's what's going on now. We're not listening. We still going out here sinning, thinking we know what's best for ourselves, And the Most High allows all type of things to happen to us, man. Like he allows all of these plagues to hit us, man. I'm going to keep reading. And it says, for which caused these plagues to cleave unto us. Remember not the iniquities of our forefathers. You know what I mean? We don't want the Most High to remember the sins of our forefathers, man. Like, we pray to the Most High, help us, man, with these situations that we're going through. Like, man, it's hell for you to have to come outside and not know if you're going to make it home. Like, it's hell to go outside and see your people celebrating the day that the oppressors got their freedom. Like, man, it was a video that surfaced, man, of a young brother shooting a firecracker. Now, I don't know what happened, but the firecracker went off and it blew his whole hand off. And he was going into shock because he was looking at his hand and his hand was missing, and it was just like this is what happens to us, man. Like, we pray to the Most High, like, this can stop happening to us, man. We pray our people listen and wake up and stop trying to follow these ways of these oppressors, man. All right. I'm going to go to the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. The book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. To show you how the Most High really feels about you out there celebrating the 4th of July. And it reads, the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. It says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Verse 23, take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. All right, the Most High hates it when we go out here and cook on the grill and we assemble together with our family members just to show thanks and honor to the oppressor, man. Like, the Most High hates that, man. Like, he despises that. Like, do you know how the Most High feels? Like, for him to despise something, man, is like, man, it irks his nerves, man, to see his children giving glory and honor to the people that put them in slavery. Like, it is stupid as hell, man. It's a lot. It is dumb. It's like you being the father. Like, okay, a lot of people watching the class, you got kids. All right, you got children. So let's say your child goes to school and they got a bully that's bothering them. They come home, they tell you about the bully keep bothering them, and then you ask them, like, why the bully keep bothering you? He's like, well, when the bully plays on the basketball court, I come on the basketball court to play with him. And then you tell them, hey, separate, don't go over there with him, don't. And when you're on the basketball court, you go one way. And then they look at you like, well, I like going to shoot basketball with him. So they go over there and still continue to shoot basketball with the bully. And the bully just still beats the hell out of them. And they come back home day by day telling you what's happening. And then one day you come home and guess who's sitting on the front porch? The same bully that's whooping their ass. Salaki. That's beating the hell out of them. It's like, yeah, Dad, this the bully, man and the bully friends. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, me and the bully about to go sit down and have a meal. It's like, isn't he beating the hell out of you? Oh, yeah, but it's okay. Like, you would despise that. Like, you would hate that. You'd be like, what is wrong with you? That's how the Most High looks at us when he sees us down here going out here to celebrate Independence Day, shooting fireworks. You got your nice little red, white and blue shirt on with the American flag on it. Got your little American flag, you waving it in the air. You know what I mean? Like, the Most High is looking down, he's just like, what am I going to have to do to get y'all to understand? Who has to die tonight for y'all to realize that celebrating this has nothing to do with you? Like, I don't get it. I know brothers and sisters still gonna turn around the next year and celebrate the 4th of July, man. People gonna turn around the next year, go back out here again, get more fireworks, shoot more firecrackers, and have a good time. Because our people don't care, man. And it's sad, man. Salaka. Let me get another scripture for you, man. Let me get a scripture for you, man, to show you what you need to remember, man. On days like this, on the 4th of July, man, I'm going to show you what we should be remembering. All right, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 7, and it reads, "The memory of the just is blessed." You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we're supposed to have the memory of the just of our people, man. Who were the just of our people? Those people who were put into slavery, man. The ones who were picking cotton in 1776. That's what's blessed, man. That's what's a blessing, man. To have a memory of them, of your ancestors, man. Have a memory of your ancestors, man. You know what I'm saying? The memory of the just is blessed, man. Because our ancestors out there picking cotton, man, in 1776, man, they were just. They were righteous. They weren't out there killing nobody, hurting nobody, raping nobody, and nothing like that. They were just... They were forced into slavery, man. Like, we need to remember the righteous of our people, man. That's blessed, man. Not going out here remembering Andrew Jackson, not Andrew Jackson, but Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, you know, because they were there when they wrote the Declaration of Independence. And those people right there, like, they said it was believed that. Okay, Salaki, that is Sean, that's Proverbs chapter 10, verse 7. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 7. Alright, like I'm saying, man, like Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, those were people who were horrible. Thomas Jefferson was famous for being a child molester. Was famous for raping children and raping women and molesting kids. They said it was a rumor that Benjamin Franklin, who was in England, they say he was the notorious Jack the Ripper. They said that's who Jack the Ripper really was. They said it was Benjamin Franklin. I kind of believe it. You know, I ain't no big conspiracy theory, but that's who they said was the mass murderer, man. I believe it because these people are sick and twisted, man. Like, we shouldn't, when you go out there and celebrating that, man, that's who you showing the remembrance of them. Not of your ancestors. All right, I'm going to read that from the top again. The book of Proverbs chapter 10, verse 7, it says, "The memory of the just is blessed, but the name of the wicked shall rot." Yeah, that's what's happening now, man. Those wicked bastards who wrote the Declaration of Independence, their names are starting to be rot. It's starting to rot right now, man. Everybody's starting to look back at the history on the Declaration of Independence and the founding fathers who wrote that. And they're starting to look at how they were slave owners, how they were raping women and raping children, and their name is rotting in the earth right now, man. Like I said, Benjamin Franklin, they said he might have been Jack the Ripper. I can believe it. You know what I mean? Thomas Jefferson and all of these people that were standing in there, they were horrible people, man. Because while they were trying to get their independence, they had us in slavery. Like, while they were trying to get their freedom from Britain, we were trying to get free from them. That's why you see now in the earth, everybody destroying all the monuments, kicking over all the statues, tearing them down. Like they was having a discussion about the one about George Washington, because now they're saying that they want to take down George Washington statue because their names are rotting in the earth, man. It's rotten. People are starting to wake up. The Most High is starting to wake up the nation of Israel more and more now. So now we starting to wake up and just realize, like, man, you know what? These people are really sick. These people faces who are on the money are really sick and twisted. People are starting to see now that these names of these so-called founding fathers are rotten people, man. The faces you see in Mount Rushmore, these are rotten people. Their names are becoming rotten in the earth, man. Everybody's starting to wake up and realize now, man. And to those who don't, the Most High will continue to kill, man. All right, with that, man, I'm going to close out the class, man. All right. I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which a brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 through 21, Malachi 3, chapter 8, verse 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'asharah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest funds, free will offerings for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. The upcoming holy convocation is Memorial of Blowing the Trumpets, the first day of the 7th month. It'll be Thursday, September the 17th, 2020. You can read about this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 and 25. All right. And it says, remind Akim and Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, shalom.